Hi, my name is Chabilin Habagat and I am the group leader of Group 8.
Hi, this is Katrina Tingson, Total Quality Management, Group 8.
Hi, this is Joyce Anmagat, Section 43MM, Subject Total Quality Management, Group 8.
Good day everyone, my name is Tito Claros Quebec and this is Total Quality Management, Group 8.
Good day, sir. This is the final documentation of Group 8 for the requirements of the subject Total Quality Management. The video summarizing the entire exercise on the Total Quality Management application and our chosen business organization from assignment number 1, assignment number 2, assignment number 3, and assignment number 4. For assignment number 1, we evaluate our chosen firm whether the firm has used any approaches of total quality management and whether the 9 dimensions of quality are present. Here's the summarization of our total quality application in our chosen business organization, which is the AA Rice Retailer. Since rice is an important staple to the Philippines and a food constant to millions of Filipinos, and meals in our country will not be complete without some form of rice on the table. We have chosen this business because it is also one of the most important agriculture crop in the Philippines, which means it is a major source of income for millions of Filipino farmers.
Competitions today's market demand high-quality products at low cost. Changing customer, the new customer is not only commanding priority based on volume, but is more demanding about the quality system. Changing product makes the shift from low volume, high price to high volume. Low price have resulted in need to reduce the internal cost of poor quality. Product complexity, the higher levels of customer satisfaction, higher customers' expectations are getting spun by increasing competition. And the definition of total quality management is an enhancement to the traditional way of doing business. Total made up the whole quality degree of excellence a product or service provides management, art, or manner of handling, controlling, directing, etc.
First step that we did, we had an initial evaluation. We used the dimensions of quality which are cross-functional product design information and feedback process management, customer and employees involvement, supplier quality management, cross-functional planning, and lastly, the strategic planning to evaluate the AA rice retailer. The first dimension, which is the cross-functional product design, and the seventh dimension, which is the cross-functional planning, does not apply in the business that we have chosen. But when it comes to information and feedback, there is an exchanging information and responsibility between the retailer and the customers. AA Retail has process management quality and owner establish a workflow for receiving and monitoring stocks, recording store income and expenses, interacting with customer and mitigation for arise quality defects. When it comes to customer and employees involvement, the employees are trained every week to ensure the report they're giving are aligned with the guidelines of good qualities of dealing with the clients. They also ensure the quality control parameters like the rise of supplies are not limited for receiving the documentation, validating of supplier permits and compliance, and in time in time payments of supplies. The owner also ensures strict monitoring the cash flow to increase probability of increasing rice inventory and generate more profit in their strategic planning. They develop the plan every quarter of the and revise it once as a once a year depending on current business financial status. The proprietor monitoring the balance sheet and cash flow to know the business finance health status. When it comes to the major approach to total quality management, some of the major approach are not applicable. AARS retail begin with small operation, which the owners continue until they rented a larger space and expanded into a larger rice retailing operation. And it all begins with just 3 employees, 2 of whom were trained on the operation by the proprietor's son when their stocks inventory was below 20%. They will replenish their supplies. Moreover, they also had additional stocks every 2 weeks. We observed that when it comes to total quality control, there is a similar process to Japanese quality control control because the owner ensures the management and employees are actively involved in maximizing productive and quality. They do not have scientific approach for total preventive maintenance on their equipments because their equipments and machineries account only include a delivery vehicle. In order to maintain the delivery vehicle, they only use the usage-based and a time-based approach, but they improve their process and base it on the current state of their company's finance. One of them is one of them is that they improve the customers' acquisition during the pandemic.
For our assignment number 2, we decide on what philosophy of the identified total quality management gurus might apply to our chosen business. We evaluate and examine each philosophy from Western to Japanese gurus. We also combine the philosophies of at least not more than 3 total quality management gurus.
Our chosen business can benefit from the work of Armand Bagenbaum, Edward Deming, and Joseph Juran, since Bagenbaum is credited with coining the phrase total quality control. He believed that significant quality improvement could only be achieved by involving everyone in the organization. They have strong they have strong communication with their staff and salesperson who serve their customers properly in the AA rice business. Even if the customers has an unfavorable attitude, they are patient with their customers because it benefits both the staff and the customers. While Edward Deming is a great believer in measuring quality by direct statistical measurement and that all persons should be accountable for quality management and improving, it can be seen that one of the reasons that customers are coming back because they provide an except, exceptional customer service and they truly inspect the rice they sell.
First one is create a vision and demonstrate commitment, a long-term vision, and improve competitive position. Second is learn the new philosophy quota driving adversarial management won't work. Third, understand inspection, a routine inspection, let someone else fix it. And the fourth, don't buy on the cost per part basis. Don't buy from several for competition. Fifth, improve constantly and forever reduce causes of variation. Engage all employees. And the sixth, institute training people are variable resource want to do a good job. And seven, institute leadership. The job management is leadership, not supervision. 8. Drive out fear. Managers and workers must have mutual respect. And the 9. Optimize the efforts of teams. People have to understand what customers want. And the 10th, slogans assume quality problems caused by people. Deming thinks the system is responsible for problems. 11th, eliminate numeric quotas. They do not encourage improvement, risk of missing quotas. 12th, remove barriers to ride in workmanship. People are treated like commodity work nights to make up for cut positions. 13. Education and self-improvement, not job specific and many benefits, some specific to the job's other broader. And lastly, take action, accomplish the transformation, and start cultural change with the top management.
There isn't single approach that works in every settings or workplace when it comes to creating and implementing a whole quality management system or quality management strategy. Every firm has an own culture, management procedures, and method for producing and delivering its goods and services. The TQM element method use the TQM tools to promote changes in important business process and or organizational units. The Guru approach compares the organization's strengths and weaknesses to the techniques to the teaching and writing of one or more of the top quality thinkers. Employing the Deming Prize-winning firm's specific implementation, tactics, and procedures. Organization employing the Japanese overall quality approach utilize this knowledge to create a long-term master plan for in-house use.
For the assignment number 3, we prepare a quality culture plan. The plan has a different organizational dimensions that we want to include in our organization's quality culture, and also a concrete steps in achieving and creating the desired organizational culture.
A management strategy for achieving long-term success through customer satisfaction is referred to as Total Quality Management or TQM. TQM can be summed up as a management framework for a client-centered business that incorporates all staff members in ongoing development. To incorporate the quality discipline into the organization's culture and activities, it makes use of strategy, data, and effective communications. There are 8 principles of total quality management: the customer focus, the employee involvement, process-centered, integrated system, a strategic and systematic approach, continual improvement, fact-based decision-making, and communication. This is a major aid because they now know what else needs to be done in the management of the firm. Those are the items we employed on how to be successful and enhance the business of a rice retailer.
The organization's culture, a system of shared meanings and common beliefs held by organizational members that determines, in a large degree, how they act towards each other. Strong versus weak cultures. Strong cultures are cultures in which key values are deeply held and widely held, have a strong influence on organizational members. Factors influencing the strength of culture: size, age, organization. What I learned in Module 4 is why use the tools. Because effective problem solving, data driven experience is gained quickest by collecting and analyzing data. Operations problems usually may be solved by these tools. Data are impersonal, opinions are not. The tools provide common methods of analysis to help problem solving teams operate effectively. The 7 tools of total quality management is histogram, cause and effect diagram, check sheet, Pareto diagram, flow chart, scatter diagram, and the last is control chart.
Moving on the concrete steps in achieving and creating the desired organizational culture. The AA Rice Company are rewarding their employees and giving bonuses. That's how they take care of their staff. They also had team building activities where they gained trust with each other and practice their communication skills and relationship with one another. The, where they allow their employees to share their ideas, make them feel comfortable and value, and the companies had also plans if there is in crisis. The employees will be compensated.
Every organization has a quality culture, which is made up of components like the state quality vision, mission, and values. However, the key to putting this culture into practice is the combination of top-down and bottom-up interaction that promote quality as a cultural value, including leadership emphasis, message credibility, peer involvement, and employee ownership of equality issues. A Forbes survey found that compared to managers and non-world-class organizations, 81% of managers at world-class companies support the quality vision and values. For enterprise of the higher caliber, this is key distinction. In light of this is the point at which AA Rice business attitude and approach to its employee are decided. Their objectives for how their objectives for how to expand their firm are also displayed here.
For assignment number 4, we identified 3 problems in our chosen organization or business as we interviewed some of the salesperson of the AA Rice retailer. The problems was go beyond pandemic related but rather on organizational limitations or processes. And after we identified the 3 problems, we also proposed 2 among 7 total quality management tools to solve the problem.
We identified the organizational problem in these businesses, which are increase of price, poor sales, and gas price hike. For delivery, to address these issues, we propose using a cause and effect diagrams to determine poor sales and minimize fuel expenses in a rice retailer due to a gas price increase for delivery. Histogram to keep track and identify the variable of at work for an AA rice retailer price increase in order for the company to make justified pricing decision. For low sales volume, we use 6M's Ishikawa diagram model. So we identify in manpower that lack of empathy and politeness when dealing with customer due to lack of training and customer will be complained and ask for compensation. We also discover in materials that the wood rice grain bin has chip of wood that mixed with the rice being sold, giving customer the impression that they lack quality control over their products, cause them to switch merchants to meet their rice needs. Inaccurate weight scale are causing them to lose sales due to improper calibration of the scale and broken parts visible in the scale are quantity defects which customer perceive as a fraudulent act even though it was unintentional. And heavily rains and storm cause delay of products movement. It is a minor contribution to the poor of sales because after the disaster, sales of price do skyrocket, making up the loss during bad weather. For gas price hike for delivery, AA rice retailer aim to customize and expense for fuel, reducing the mobility expenses. We identified 2 elements in 7 piece model contributing to price hike in fuel and how the AA rice retailer be cost efficient. To maintain the fuel supply in the global market, high markups were imposed on oil and fuel price. In the, this increase in fuel price is due to a scarcity of product caused by ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, in which Russia is a global player and supplier of fuels. To to cut the to cut costs, AAR's retailer choose to refuel their delivery vehicle in the cheapest gas station they could find and to change a delivery fee for rice they sell based on the distance from where the rice is sold.
Tools for quality controls are used for data collection, analysis, root cause analysis, and result management. These tools are utilized in the processing of numerical data. Together, these tools can offer excellent process tracking and analyze, which is particularly beneficial for quality improvements. The first is that in preparation for a cost identification exercise, the fishbone diagram helps organize thoughts and graphs the relationship between potential causes and an impact or problem by formatting, structuring, and organizing perspective costs into teams and sub-teams. The Pareto chart is used to rank the factors that have the greatest influence on an issue or that offer the greatest area of potential. The third is the control chart, the best tool to investigate variation in a process in a control chart. The scatter diagram, commonly referred to as a scatter plot or a correlation graph, is the fourth type. It aids in the visualization of the connection between two variables. The histogram is the fifth item. A set of data is depicted visually as a histogram. A bar graph called a histogram displays the frequency and values. The flow chart is the sixth item. A flow chart is a diagram that shows how process is carried out, by whom, in what order, as well as handoffs between different departments of people and internal and external operating boundaries. The checklist comes last. A checklist objective is to summarize and, in some situations, visually represent a count of event occurrences.
These are the data items that a rice retailer can include in monitoring and analysis of rice price increases. Price increases by suppliers, allowing them to determine the frequency of price increases in given period. In this way, they can determine whenever they need to switch to a cheaper rice supplier with the standard quality they require to rice to ensure that the product they sell can still be afforded by the masses, and the others under is the supplier's capacity to supply rice in a given time period, which is the track and analysis in a histogram to ensure that the supplier will be able to meet a rice retailer quantity needs and it is also means to ensure the business long-term and consistent profit.
To create a business that you desire, you need to think about or implement a lot of these things that TQM taught me. You should assume that just because you want to start business now, that it will be profitable right soon. you still have a lot of challenges to overcome. So you should really plan it out and give it some thought. That's all. Thank you.
Ilang taon na kayo nag-business ng bigas? 7 years. 7 years. Ano yung 7 years na yun, ano yung mga na-encounter nyo na problema? Pagtaas ng presyo. Pag mataas yung presyo, mababa yung tuloy ng bigas. Ano pa po? Maliban doon, pagtaas ng presyo. Nagre-renta po kayo dito? May problema din po ba kayo sa renta?
Minsan din lang napupunta yung kinikita na.
Ayun, pag matungal yung benta,
Ay, kaya.
yung benta, dun lang,
Pasok ng pera. Guwapo.
ay ano kaya ito supply?
Supplier.
So, deliver paano?
Oo, babayaran ng traffic.